night, but the weather is actually really nice right now. I am not complaining. Definitely much needed summer. From Kenya. Hi, Jeremy. But the weather is actually. Oh, that was me. All right. Okay, I do see some newer names today, actually. So maybe Sarah, me, and Jody, we can all introduce ourselves and then we can quickly get started. 10 p.m. in Hong Kong. Nice to meet you. Well, thank you for joining us today. It's pretty late, so we appreciate it. For those that are new to our sessions today, my name is PJ Gurung. I'm the Assistant Director for Strategic Communications and Recruitment at the KIC. So a lot of my responsibilities center around recruitment and getting you guys here. I also do manage a team of students that manage our social media. And then you guys are the ones that, or communicate with me on WhatsApp as well. I'm really excited to meet you guys in the fall. But Sarah and Jody, if you guys want to take it away.
Absolutely. And for simplicity's sake, I will, well, Jody, you can introduce yourself as well, but we'll just give you a quick update. My name is Sarah. I serve as the director of university advising, and we are super excited to have you here. And it's so fun to see. I'm glad PJ always kicks us off with a where are you at and what time is it? Because I have no idea what time it is where you are, and it is late. So nice job. We're glad you're here. Hong Kong and telling us how long, and Kenya, I imagine it's not terrible, maybe the opposite direction, but still pretty late as well. So awesome. Thank you. Jody?
Hi, perfect, you can hear me. My name is Jody Ward. I'm the Associate Director of University Advising, and I just want to say hello and welcome.
I'll let you take it away, Sarah. Sorry. I was a little
Awesome.
off.
No, that's great. Well, what we're going to go through today, PJ, are the slides, can we bring the slides to the forefront?
Yes, so I had shared the slides with Jody because I think you guys had wanted to redo stuff.
Okay. Um, just a split second. Let me do some things real quick.
Yeah, otherwise I can bring up the ones that we used
Why
in the
don't you
past.
bring
That's
up the
totally
ones that we
fine.
used?
Yeah,
Yep, that's totally fine
yeah.
because those should probably get us through
Still
things.
work, yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, and Min from Minnesota. Oh, wow.
Awesome,
Well,
Meg.
thank you for
I
joining.
wonder if you experienced the rain we got last night
Yeah.
because it was a lovely storm. It was stormy, but it was
Yeah.
um not bad. Just we much as PJ mentioned, much overdue need for rain here. Though I will also tell you that the gardens in Minnesota are flourishing right now.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's right.
not to deter anyone, but in Minnesota, what we have is this, we joke that our state bird is the mosquito. And we had gotten away without mosquitoes for quite a while. And yet last night I noticed them in full force. So it is time.
Yes, me too. I
Mm,
was outside for a bit yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, not the mosquitoes. That's the only
no.
thing I didn't miss about the warmer weather.
Totally fair. And I'm not excited about them. But on the flip side, I was out talking to my 85-year-old neighbor, and while she was showing me everything that's taking off in her garden, and we also got to see all the fireflies. So the fireflies are, I don't know if those are particularly unique to this area or not. So, but they're lovely little bugs that light up the night. And when I was a kid, I loved to catch them. Now, whenever I catch one, it freaks me out right away that I feel it in my hand. So, so there's a
Are
little weird Minnesota stuff to know.
are like dragonflies pretty common? No, dragonfly. Yes, dragonflies. Are they pretty common here?
We were at a cabin up north a couple weeks ago, and I saw lots of dragonflies, but I don't see them down in Mankato as often. So I don't know. Interesting. All the different things.
All the
And
different things.
Min, I'm glad that you also hate the mosquitoes. I wish they could be better. In Pakistan, it is a much more normal time. 7 p.m. is not as late as 10 to me.
No. All right, let me share my screen really quickly
Thank
and
you.
get us off. Sorry, I just had to do a few things.
Yeah,
Okay. And then let me
excellent.
fix this.
The audio is echoing on your end.
Nope.
A student mentioned that in the chat.
Okay.
Not sure.
Vipassana, is anybody else noticing that as well? If your audio is echoing, let us know. Rahat said it's like 45 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's hot.
That's
Okay.
really hot.
That's really hot. Okay, well, let us know if the audio is also echoing for other people. We'll try and figure out. Technology is always really fun, bright and early in the mornings, so it's one of those days. But if the audio is fine for other people, maybe you might need to rejoin us, Deepashna. I'm not sure. Today we're talking about registration, and Sarah's the guru of this. So I will not be doing much talking after Sarah takes over. You can just let me know when you would like me to switch the slides,
Absolutely.
and whenever you're ready.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, PJ. So, those of you who are on the call right now, we put together this short presentation as a way to tell you about what you can expect when you get here. PJ and the KIC team hear a lot from students about, well, how is this going to work? How am I going to get signed up for my classes? And so, a few years ago, this presentation was developed to help introduce you to what to expect. We hope that that makes it a little less stressful for you, knowing that there's plenty of stresses coming when you have to fly halfway around the world or more, let alone that you have to get established in a new place. So we're trying to demystify some of it. So we're going to talk about registration some this morning. Is there anything else on this slide, PJ?
Nope, just
Okay,
registration.
so talk about registration. So PJ, go ahead and move us to the next slide. So just as a little bit of background, there's a few things you need to do before you come to campus. If you are not transferring in credits, there's no additional work needed on your part when it comes to us looking at what you're bringing in. If you are bringing in college or university transfer work and it's from a non-US institution, we want you to work with colleagues like PJ to have your international credits evaluated through ECE. There is a charge for this. The charge is better than it would be if you went through ECE yourself. The Kearney International Center has negotiated a deal with ECE so that you can get specifically an evaluation for your credits, how they will count at Mankato. And so the cost is less, but there still might be additional evaluations needed. So the ECE will look at your initial credits, and that helps us understand how they're going to count toward general requirements. However, if you have a major picked and you've taken credits that may count for that major, that'll still need to happen with your faculty when you get here. So we just really encourage you to make sure that you get those credits evaluated ahead of time. It saves you time and money. Even though there's a charge for it, by having those credits evaluated, you're going to have a more complete idea of how those credits count, and that can save you time and money here. So the initial cost, again, Kearney negotiated a better deal on that. And secondly, that initial cost is well worth it if you have credits coming in from outside the US. If you have credits coming in from a US institution, you go through our regular admissions process and you'll submit transcripts for that, and we can evaluate those directly. We just can't do it necessarily when they're from outside the US. We encourage you, students, to have copies of your transcripts, an unofficial copy even, and your course syllabi that you had from taking courses elsewhere with you when you get to the States. That information can come in handy if we need to have, for example, faculty advisors look at your courses and see how your credits may count. So before you come to campus, if you have no transfer work, don't worry about it. If you have transfer work from the US, we are already going to evaluate that. If you have transfer work from outside the US, we want you to work with the Kearney International Center to have that ECE evaluation done and get that done ahead of time to help you out when you arrive. Go ahead, PJ.
Yes, I did want to add, so the KIC EC evaluation, if you want to do it through us, again, which Sarah said, is it's going to be cheaper for you to do it through us. If you do it, it needs to be done through the KIC portal, and everyone that's here should know what the KIC portal is. So if you want that discount, you need to go through the KIC portal.
The other thing we hear from students when they're coming to us is, what's my major going to be like? What classes am I might be going to take? What should I expect with that? Your best bet is to do a little bit of a deeper dive. So if you have a major picked out, we want you to go to the MSU homepage, which is mnsu.edu, and then do a simple search for your academic catalog. The academic catalog outlines all of the program requirements. Here's a sample that PJ has in front of you. It's going to list all of the academic programs we offer. Most of you on this call are probably looking for our undergraduate programs. And so you would select the undergrad ones. If you see something like this behind it, when it says CERT, do you mind going back for a second, PJ? Thank you. See the CERT, it means it's a certificate. Don't worry about those for the time being. That may be something you want to do while you're here, but we're not going to focus on that for that time being. You want to look at the majors. When they say BS, BA, the degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, the Bachelor of Arts degree, and so forth. So take a look, and when you go into this information, what you're going to see is a list of all the classes that are required. If you click on those classes, you can get short descriptions of them. You can see how those classes, if those classes have additional requirements. By doing this work ahead of time too, again, it just helps you feel a little bit more comfortable that when you get here, it's not all brand new, right? Because a lot of it is going to be new and we can't help that. But if you want to take the time to look in advance and see the major you're looking at, that might help you prepare as well. So it's a good proactive step you can take before you arrive in the US. Anything else, PJ?
Nope, you got it.
Excellent. I see Sharon, and apologize, Sharon, if I'm saying your name wrong, in the chat saying some of your classes are filling up and you can't register. It's correct, you can't register until we go through orientation this time. In future semesters, you're going to be able to register based on when your registration window opens. And so this first one is a little bumpy, but we'll work with you through that. Classes do tend to fill up, but we also have some special provisions for international students. So you may see that those classes are filling, but in some cases, we're able to actually get you in when you come in August, even if they look full right now. So stay tuned and just know that your first semester is bumpy in a lot of ways. And one of those ways is we're going to get you registered in August, which means you're not going to be able to get ahead of that in the same way you will hopefully be able to in future semesters. And that's a nice transition into our next space. So before you arrive, we talk about bringing transfer work. When you're here during the international orientation process, you may be encouraged to take a math and/or English placement test. Most of our US students, we use their high school GPA to determine where they place in terms of math and English, because international institutions have a different GPA structure in terms of how they evaluate. We can't use that the same way. So if your major requires a particular math class, and you will be encouraged to do placement tests. And unfortunately, you need to take those placement tests pretty soon after you arrive. We have seen that even though students may feel tired and not in the mood to do it, their scores don't change dramatically if they take it right out shortly after they arrive or a little bit later. So we want you to take it right away so that we can see where you're at and help you get into the right classes that you need your first semester. Math skills in particular are often like language skills. You use them or you lose them. And so when you have a gap with math, that can be problematic. And so we want to do that right away. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to meet the academic advising team that's going to help you out throughout your time here. Those teams are based on your major of interest. And that team is a offers great expertise, y'all. They have been here for together more than a century of time. And so they know their programs inside, outside, backwards, and forwards. So if you have a friend or a family member here, I don't doubt that they're well intentioned and they want to help you out too. But we just ask that you please remember that the academic advising team knows the program requirements better than your friends and family do, even if they're doing the same program. Changes happen, different pieces of the puzzle come together in other ways. We want you to listen to the advisor because they really do have your best interest in mind. It doesn't always feel that way, right? You're coming to a new country, you're people you haven't met before, but I will guarantee you that the team that we are working with really wants to see you do well, and they want to see you achieve the goals that you're here for. They have worked with our curriculum for 40-hour weeks, for multiple years. And so know that if they have particular recommendations, that they are really thinking of your best interests. And so if you have questions, though, feel free to ask them. They'll explain why a particular course may be being recommended at this point. But just know that if you ask them, talk to them, trust them because they are the ones who really want to make sure that you're achieving your dreams. Doesn't mean that your friends and family don't want that. They do too. They just don't live and breathe the catalog the way that those of us in academic advising do. So we want you to make sure that you build those connections to them and take what they have to say very seriously. So after orientation, your academic advising team is still going to be there for you, and we want you to continue to meet with them. That's why it's great to set up those relationships early on when you arrive. They're the folks who can walk alongside you when you hit little hurdles or big hurdles, even if it doesn't feel like it's about an academic advising. Maybe you're running into a living situation that you don't know how to get out of. You can talk to your advising team and they can get you connected with people on campus who can help you through different struggles that you may run into. The Kearney Immigration Advisors, they're focused on your immigration status. They're also good resources that can talk more generally about some campus resources and get you connected based on different things you experience. Your academic advisors have that specific knowledge, though, about your academic programs, about the university requirements. So please make sure that after orientation, you're staying connected with them. So those are things that by building those first connections at orientation, you're going to be in a better place to move forward. PJ, do you want to go through the orientation information?
Yes. Um, before I start talking about orientation, if you guys have any additional questions, bottom line, if you're coming in from outside the country, you will not be able to register for classes yet. We do that during orientation, like Sarah said. I think that's a question that I get a lot from students, and I'm sure you guys do too. Is like, oh my gosh, I can't register. I can see the classes, they're filling up. I'm panicking. But we do this because we want you to meet with the academic advisors first and foremost after you're here, so you actually understand how the process works, because a lot of times it's really different. Like, I'm from Nepal, so the first time I came here, it was all new. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the numbers meant, because there's like 101 after a class, or like 121 or 300. We don't understand stuff like that, so we don't want you to do anything. The other thing always is, don't listen to your friends. And Sarah already touched on it, but a lot of times students listen to their friends and then they register for a class and then they realize that they actually don't need it. So now you've wasted money and time taking a class you don't need. Because just because your friends took it 2 years ago doesn't mean it's the same 2 years later, which is why Sarah's amazing team that work with registration, all week know best for you. And the other thing is to always meet with them. Make sure you meet with them every semester so you understand where you're at. They're there for you. They're there to help you. And so rather than listening to your friends telling you to register for class, I would much rather you guys set up an appointment with them and go from there. But if you guys have any additional questions, please let us know. With that, orientation is mandatory. There's a reason why it's mandatory. We want to make sure you guys are set up and ready to go for the semester. It's a really overwhelming time. coming all across the world, from all over the world to, halfway across the world. Some of you might even be traveling for 2 to 3 days. But orientation can be overwhelming, but it's also a great time for you guys to connect with other new international students, connect with our peer mentors who are in the yellow shirts, as you see in the photos. They're going to be on campus during orientation to help you navigate campus, to help you get from point A to point B. So it is mandatory. You don't need to RSVP or anything, just show up. Orientation dates Monday, August 17th through Friday, 21st. So my recommendation is you want to get here at least at the latest by August 16th, so you can at least rest a little bit. I know sometimes students come the day of, which is fine if you didn't have flights, but it can be really exhausting if you do it that way. So maybe come a day or two, but the first day that you can enter the US for fall is July 17th, 2026. So as you're booking your flights and stuff, once you have your visa, keep that date in mind. Also, speaking of visas, I am really curious if all of you guys have already gotten your visa, if you guys are waiting for your appointments, please let us know. And we're very excited to meet you. It's always really nice to welcome you guys to our campus, and Minnesota is such a wonderful place. I've been here 10 years. I haven't left because I love Minnesota. I love the people. I just love everything about Minnesota. And when you guys come here in the fall, you guys will really get to experience the Minnesota nice culture. It's beautiful. So I'm really excited to welcome you guys. And you guys will also get to see all of our wonderful staff during orientation. Typically during webinars, you guys only see me, Violet, for the most part, but you guys will get to meet the whole team. Mishak from Kenya, hi. And then these are our upcoming webinars and Instagram lives. You guys have already received this calendar to your email. This is also available in the KIC portal, but this calendar will have all of our upcoming pre-arrival webinars, as well as Instagram lives. So I hope you guys join us on our Instagram lives as well, because those are a lot more informal. We are able to actually just, have fun, since webinars are a bit structured. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys there as well. With that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now and see if anybody has any other questions. But Sarah, I was curious, for students that are coming in, what's one advice you would give them as they're kind of gearing to come to Minnesota?
Oh, that's a great question, PJ. I guess
Or,
I
no,
would
go ahead.
say, and I feel silly telling you all this because I think that largely as international students who want to come to the US to study, you already have this. But I would just say try to stay open-minded. Try things out that you've never seen before, you've never experienced before, and just see what it's like. I mean, honestly, you're paying for an experience and education. And some of that experience is being in Minnesota. It's experiencing, some of you for the first time, the snow. It's getting into a place that might look way different than your home. Certainly, one of the things that you would experience is Minnesota hot dish, which is a
Yeah.
lot of different foods mixed together in ways that I think sometimes surprise international students or surprise anyone outside of the state. But we had a Thai exchange daughter years ago, and one of her favorite foods after she had been to the States, she introduced us to a lot of great food too, but was tater tot hot dish. And my husband still makes it with her in mind because she she really liked a ground beef with some cream of mushroom soup and some peas and tater tots, which are crunchy, like kind of like French fries, crunchy potatoes, and yeah, I think it's always worth being open-minded and trying things out. You may find that some of the food is terribly boring and bland, and that is part of Minnesota culture as well. But hopefully you'll give us some good insight and share your experience with our students, our domestic students as well.
It's a lot of cheese. There's a lot of cheese.
There is a lot of cheese.
Although I do recommend, if you guys are not lactose intolerant, cheese curds. My gosh, delicious. They're just deep fried cheese, but it's so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of things to experience, and I hope Sarah hit it right on the head. Like, come here with an open mind, try new things, like talk to your classmate that's sitting next to you, start a conversation. That's how you build connections. And as you guys come here and you like experience, you'll really hear networking a lot. It's really important to network. It's also important to share your culture. Make friends with people that are from Minnesota. They can show you around Minnesota. You guys might be able to go fishing and stuff. I love fishing. You guys will really enjoy it.
That's
Uh,
funny. My
yes,
23-year-old son has rediscovered fishing and he loves it too. So I hear you, PJ.
yes. But I'm really excited. We're really excited to welcome you guys here. Nathan said, and I think this is something we talked about, but we can definitely talk about it. He said, I'm an international student and I'm having trouble registering for classes because I have some holds. Is there any way to resolve this? Because he wants to register for classes in advance.
Yeah, no. So Nathan, assuming this is your first semester here at Mankato, which is why you're on this call, there is no way for you to register in advance. Those Kearney Internet, the two holds that you mentioned, are holds that get resolved. Well, the international student hold gets resolved when you get here and you come through orientation. The unpaid or the not unpaid balance, the international insurance hold, you can, I believe, PJ, correct me if I'm wrong, pay that online now and that'll help you out.
Yes.
So if you can take care of that one, that will make things simpler for when you arrive. It's one thing you can just check off the list. Otherwise, a lot of our students, they get here and then they go to the actual office where they can pay and take care of it that way.
Sharon, you want to know about phone plans and bank stuff? So, if you look at the fall 2026 calendar, you'll notice that we have a few upcoming webinars. Actually, we have quite a few. Um, you're going to want to join our Travel to Mankato and Tuition Insurance Payment webinars. And I'll talk more about like stuff like that. So banks, phone plans, how to get to Mankato from MSB, because again, our airport is like an hour and a half away from where we are. So we talk about all that stuff. So definitely look at the calendar. If we miss a webinar, can we watch somewhere? Yes. So anytime we go live on Instagram, this is not Instagram. Anytime we do a webinar, we also go live on YouTube. And once we end our session, the recorded session stays on YouTube. So you can always go to our YouTube page and rewatch any session. All right.
Great questions.
Yes. It doesn't look like you guys have any other questions. However, we will have another registration session in a couple weeks, I think. So you guys, if you guys have questions between now and then, feel free to join us on that session and ask those questions, because I'm sure you'll think of something after we've ended the session. That's what happens with me all the time anyway. So, all right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I will give some time back to you guys. And I'm sure Sarah and Jody, you guys are super busy. So, so the sessions are going to be, so the calendar is on the KIC portal. So if you go to our KIC portal and go through the pre-arrival stuff, you'll see it and you can download it. Mishak said, my question is, my visa date is September 1st. That means I'll not be able to arrive early. So Mishak, you must attend orientation. So if you're unable to get an earlier visa appointment, which means you're not going to be able to get here on time, I recommend deferring your application. But if you have additional questions, I will put our international@mnsu.edu email in the chat. And you guys can email us and we can chat about it later.
And that's a very good point. I just want to reiterate the importance. The reason that we have the orientation is not to put barriers in front of you, but to make sure that you are ready to go. When we have students and we have domestic students who might start their classes late, it just sets them behind, and then we end up having bigger issues. And so we really encourage you all to, that's why the KIC has orientation and has the dates set up, because we can't, you can't lose that time. Those first few weeks of class are as important as any other week in class. And so it's important that you be here before classes start.
Thank you, Sarah. And then for those that are looking for our YouTube link, this is the one. We also have a lot of other content. And the other thing is, if you guys want to follow us on Instagram or TikTok, we are very active. We go live a lot. We do a lot of trivia, and we also post a lot of pre-arrival content, which is good. You guys can also DM us on Instagram with questions. If you guys have like a very quick question, I typically check our DMs literally every day. So if you have questions, that's a great place. You can also see what our current students are up to. Sharon, can I move into my dorm then? Yes, you will be able to move into your dorm the week of orientation if you're coming for fall. All right. I will end the live now, but if you guys have questions, feel free to WhatsApp me and I can help you guys out as well. Thank you so much. I can't talk this morning. Thank you so much, Sarah and Jody. I'm like slurring.
I
The
have the
coffee
same
hasn't kicked in
problem.
yet. Yeah, coffee. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining, you guys. It's always appreciated when you guys are able to join and help our students just navigate and get some of that stresses out of the way. So we really
Absolutely.
appreciate you. Thank you
No,
so much.
ditto. And honestly, it's such a privilege to get to be here. So thank you all. We look forward to meeting you in the fall and being live instead of at these weird times across